Boom! How's it going? How's it going? Yes, we are live and welcome to wherever you're watching us today. It's a good day. And for some of you, you don't know that we actually run what is called show and tell. But basically, show and tell is, whenever we have bought a property, we normally do what is called a show and tell. It's literally show and tell, right? But obviously, because of COVID, we haven't been able to do these show and tells. They are generally in person, but because it is in COVID, the risk of just bringing in a number of people on a property is very high. Some of you, you've been seeing what's happening in terms of the numbers of COVID, so we're not going to go through that. And as it is, I am sitting in Johannesburg. I'm going to be connecting with Joe, who is at a particular property that we recently bought, and it is going to be a show and tell. What is it? A show and tell. Joe is going to be answering some of my questions. He is going to walk around on a particular property. Within that property, we'll talk about what has been happening. We will talk about how did we find it. We'll talk about the numbers on that deal. We'll talk about how is the bank financing that project. We'll talk about what is the project being utilized for. So it's a great learning experience. I remember back in the days when we used to do these show and tells, I remember quite a lot of people learning from these show and tells. So as I go along, I want you guys to kind of like give in your questions that you might have around this property that we are going to be talking about. So it's one property that we are going to be seeing. And within that property, it's a show and tell. We're going to walk through it. Joe will be answering questions. And why did we choose Joe? You might be asking, hey, TJ, why did we choose Joe, who's a fund manager? Well, he is in the vicinity of the property. So because of that, we decided Joe is that person who is going to go to this property and he's going to walk us through it. So if you don't have your popcorn ready, I know it is 12 o'clock. We were supposed to start at 12. If you don't have your popcorn, go and get your popcorn. I'm going to give you a minute or two. But basically, this is a show and tell. The benefit of that you can have in a show and tell like this one is because you can ask questions. So you can ask questions, and I'll be here to answer those questions. But this is to show you that that's what we are doing. Anyone else as well can be able to do it. Where I am sitting, it's out in Johannesburg, and unfortunately, Eskom has decided to cut our electricity because not because of non-payment, it is because of load shedding. I spoke to my friends out in the States, and I was saying to them, we're doing load shedding, and they said, "What is that? What are you load shedding?" And I said, "Oh no, it's blackouts that we get, from our electricity authorities." And they laughed at me. They don't have things like that. I'm like, well, it's coming. We never used to have it. But wherever you are watching me, where are you watching us from? So we've got a whole lot of people on here. So in the comments there, where are you watching me from? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Because you are here, some of you are here to learn, and that's great. And as we walk through within this project, definitely you are going to be learning something. Number two, some of you are here to invest. And we do have what is called the Section 12J. This particular property that I'm going to be talking to you about, it is actually one of our Section 12J properties. It is one of our Section 12J properties. So when we are talking that we are buying these properties, where are we buying them, and all of those things. So I'm going to ask you, are you here to learn how to learn? So in the comments, just type in, I'm here to learn, or are you here to invest? You want to see what we are doing. But without wasting time, I am going to pull in Joe. Joe, let's see, where is he? Boom. Let's see. Let's bring him in, Joe. Right. Awesome stuff. Right. And there is Joe. Good morning, Joe. Good morning. How's it going?
Hi, TJ. Very well, yourself?
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Your sound is amazing. I can hear you. I am hoping that you have put your phone on Don't Disturb, just in case you might get a phone call.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of people that are tuning in. Let's see where the guys are tuning in from. Someone says
mm,
that they are from Runbeck. Good to have you. Some people are here to learn. Some people are here. They say they can hear us, and some people are saying that they are in Pretoria, Soweto.
yeah,
Some people are here to learn. Wow. Some people are here for knowledge, awesome things. Some people are also learning. Okay, great stuff. So as we go along, some people are saying, hey, they are from Bloom, right? Awesome stuff. So we got quite a lot of people who have joined us. And Joy, if you have never been on TV before, today you are looking like a reporter, man.
well, teacher, I'm definitely feeling like a reporter, and we're having some great weather here in Potchefstroom. So yeah, definitely, it's a great day to be out, eh?
Awesome stuff. Joe is live right now, ladies and gentlemen. I wish we had one of those thingies that we write at the bottom there to say breaking news live. That's where Joe is at the moment. Joe, tell me, where are you right now?
Yeah. So teacher, I'm currently one of our Section 12J houses that we've bought, and this house is quite a large property. I'll show you a little bit later. But yeah, it's in the center. It's very close to university. Potch is a very it's a very well known university town, and that's why we're buying these properties here. We're having some great weather. It's a very quiet street. If you heard in the background, so it's an ideal learning environment for our students, and that counts a lot for us.
Okay, awesome stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, for some of you, you might be thinking, oh, okay, so does the Section 12J only invest in Potchefstroom? No. We have the intentions of investing in multiple cities, but the recent project that we've got, and this project here, it's literally maybe about 30 days old. And Joe was let's see whether we are coming back. We are back.
Yeah,
Yes. We sorry for the technical challenges that we had there. It looked like I had disappeared. So I'm gonna come back again. Joe, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, you did lose signal
Joe,
there
can
for a
you hear
while, but
me?
you're back. I can hear you. DJ, can you hear me?
It does sound like Joe can hear me.
Yeah,
Okay, you
I
back
can.
again, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, TJ, I can hear you now.
Okay, let us continue. So much for a live event. This is what happens when you do a virtual live event and you're connecting people from Johannesburg and some are in Potchefstroom. And going live at a time like this one where the ESCOM is down and the network is playing up and Joe is back,
Mm.
he can hear us now. Yeah, is that correct, Joe?
Absolutely, I can hear you now.
All right, we are back again, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize there, uh, but we are here. We are here again. All right, Joe. The connectivity is playing with us here, but we are back again. So let us continue. Are you still there, Joe? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Tija, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So let's continue. So Joe, how did we find this property? Like, you are based in Potchefstroom. So how did we find this property here? And you were one of the two people who found this property. How did we find it?
Well, TJ, there's lots of properties around, but it's only a few that meet our criteria. So what we did is we looked for the largest properties, the closest to university, and obviously at the right price and in the right condition. And if you factor all those requirements in, you don't get a lot of properties to choose from. And so when we found this deal, we really jumped on it. It's quite a big property, as I'll show you, and it's an old building. It was built in 1931, but it's got strong bones, and it's a strong structure. And it's not a 220 double wall. Some areas got three brick walled sections. Is very strongly built, and it's in a great area. Nothing beats location. So what we
Mm.
did is, we scouted around, asked for properties that's available at this
When
stage.
when when you're saying we scouted around, what does that mean? I mean, let's put it into. I know nothing. I've never done property before. How do you scout?
Yeah. So what we've done is that um, some people say then when properties reach your real estate agents, it's already too late. So what we
Right.
do is we build relationships with people in the area, and when properties come to the market, we're one of the first people or first individuals to know about it. And that's exactly what we did here. So this property was one of those that was not really for sale at that stage, and we knew the owner, and we knew he wanted to sell for the right reasons, and we wanted to buy for the right reasons. And we sat around the table and we discussed what he wants and what we prepared to give him, and we negotiated. We negotiated hard for our clients, our investors, and today we're proud to say that we've bought a property, and we're currently renting it out to students.
Okay. So this is a 1930 31. I mean,
That's
it's
right.
it's it's much older than I am, and wouldn't you be worried about things like, if you had to develop the property, it's got historic rights on it. So maybe the council might not allow you to further develop because now it's a historic site.
Yes, yeah, TJ, good question. So this property being that old, we had one of those restrictions. But then again, we are, because we're so close to university, this whole area is earmarked for development for the future. And because of that reason, we are in a position that we can add additions to the property and still keep, the feel of the original 1931 house. So it's got that history that makes it incredible. You'll see when we walk through the property, you'll look at the floors. It's hardwood floors. It's got windows that's from the period. It's got real character. And if you want to stay in a
Mm.
student house and you've got a story to tell when you're a little bit older, and you stayed in a property that's that old, it's got that much character. It's just perfect. It's a great place to stay.
Yeah. So in other words, what you're saying here is that this property here came through. You didn't know that it's an historic. You only started finding out that it was actually built in 1931 as after you started engaging with the owner.
That's right.
And I mean that was not an alarm for you because you understand the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And this is very important, especially for some of the guys who have come through and they said they are here to learn. That's important to understand the neighborhood, what can be done, what cannot be done. And this is what makes us experienced investors because we understand these neighborhoods. Now, Joel, let's jump into in to talk about the actual house. What is it?
Yeah, so the actual house, it's currently we've got room for 17 students. Um, we
Right.
could have actually pushed to get a lot more students in, but obviously we've got a very high standard for our students, where we don't cramp them in. We actually allow a lot of room for them to to stay in with the current regulations that's out there. It's better to give them a lot of room. It's just rather be safe than sorry sort of approach. So let me take you for a walk around, and I can show you the property and also the street down the street.
How before you do that, Joe? How big is the property?
Yeah, so the property is a corner property, and so we've got a property that's 1,800 squares.
Oh wow.
That's more than double what you would expect from a normal property. So obviously there's a
Right.
lot of open space to build some more units for our investors, and it's a lot of space to do whatever you like to do. It's got a large garden. It's got trees
Yeah.
that's maybe more than 100 years old. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and we're literally doing this via the phone. And the network might not be that much stable, but bear with us. We are going to go through everything. We'll disconnect, we'll reconnect again up until we get everything else done. Right. So, Joe, can you hear me loud and clear there?
yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe is back now. So,
Your picture
Joe, maybe
freeze
just
for a minute
walk
there.
us through now the property itself from outside, within the streets. Some people they say that they are actually in Poch, or they might be able to recognize the roads and the streets.
Yeah,
Take us away, man.
definitely. Yeah. Let me just switch the camera here. Yeah. So let's just start down the road. You'll see it's streets is nice and empty here. It's quite a decent
It
environment
looks like
for
we've got
our
a delay
students.
there, coming through. Joe, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
There
can
we
hear
go.
you.
Yes, you can go ahead and show us the property now.
Right. Yeah. So, TJ, here's the front gate. The original gate was built for the house. Obviously, there's our partners, the rental partners, and obviously our fund, Expatriates, which is the M5 fund. Um, this is rates 40. As you can see around the corner here, it's quite a large property, as I mentioned. You can just look down the road here, and you can see that it goes on for quite a bit. Yeah, and there's not a lot of traffic around. Nice trees, and got some security fencing. Yeah, it's just normal. It's good to feel safe. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and TJ, if you can still hear me, I'm just walking around the
Yeah,
property.
I can hear you. Go back there to that. There's a board there that you just missed now on the right hand
Yeah, now
side.
here we go.
Awesome. And my student house, how do they fit in? It says my student house. There's a cell phone number there. How does my student house fit in here?
Yeah, so my student house is our rental partners. So they're responsible for placing the students and
Right.
managing the students. It's quite important. So we manage the fund from a financial point of view, and they are the management or the rental agents on the ground, looking after our students and the property. And that's
Awesome.
how we function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
On a 1,800 square meters, this is humongous. You don't normally get this in new places.
Yeah.
Is the standard, in this area, Joe, for 1,800?
No, TJ, definitely not standard, but I'll continue with that just now. This is
Yeah,
Bongani. Bongani. It's good to have you on. He's in charge of the house. He's one of our first students, and he's looking after the rest of the students as well. Bongani,
nice.
yeah, we'll probably go around to look at your room if it's okay with you a little bit later. It's good to have you on, eh? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So
What are
so
the
TJ,
future plans? What are the future plans of this project, Joe?
well,
As
the
you go
future plans
along,
is, yeah, we've already have that architectural drawings finished. And
right?
so what it means is that this area where Bogani is walking now, this will all be developed into some more student accommodation. So we're looking at double
Right.
story. So this is quite a large area. I think you can see what I'm talking about. And
Yes.
this will all be developed into a double story sort of apartment units.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and this, so you can just imagine quite a bit of space here, some trees. It's quite a
Yeah.
nice place, nice and
Whilst
shaded,
go back to the left there, Joe.
right?
Right, and pause there so the people can see. There's a boundary line there, and there's a neighbor there. For some of you, you might know, we've got different partners, and we literally bought that property next door. And the idea is, I think it might just make sense for us to couple the two, between the next door property and this property into one fund.
Yeah,
And we need you to come into the fund so that we can buy the property next door as well. But we
yeah,
already have it under contract, which is beautiful. And this
yeah,
will then become almost like a 4,000 square. It becomes a student hub. It becomes a big complex for students. And that's what we
yeah,
want to do. But today we're not talking about that property. Let's talk
yeah,
about our property that we've got now, which is we're doing show and tell.
yeah. So, Tisha, I think this is quite a nice picture of the property. Let me walk to the front of the house just to show you that
Yeah,
when it was built initially, it had it had quite a nice features, and
right.
you can see the character in the building style, the 1930s. And we've got some nice music there, the background from one of our students. It's a happy
Yeah,
place. It's a good place.
yeah. This type of building is called Victoria. It's an English style. A lot of people might not know it, but I'm a great fan of the English history. I like to learn it, and this is what they call Victorian builds. And South Africa is an English colony. You find a lot of these buildings like this from the past, the ones that are still available. I totally love it. But yeah, we can go in, continue there. Now, outside, what do you guys do outside for the students?
Yeah, sorry, TJ, I couldn't hear you for a while, but I'm back now.
Yeah, yeah. You can go ahead. You can show us. I was just talking about the outside piece of the building there to say what happens now, on this property. And as people are throwing in their questions, I am going to go back to some of those questions a little bit later to just talk about it. But as you go in, this is quite a spacious house, man. You're still walking around.
Yes, I'm
Look,
listening, TJ.
yeah. So this is the house, and Joy, if you can take over the narration there in terms of what you are looking at, what you're seeing, that would be great as well. Um, can can you hear me, Joe?
Sorry, TJ, you're breaking up quite badly there. I couldn't hear you.
Take over, Joe. If you can't hear me, take over, please.
Uh, just apologies. I think the signal is it's a little bit worse than we thought. But let me walk and show you one of the rooms.
Yeah, the connection could be bad on my side, maybe, but just continue, Joe.
We've got a nice couch here and a cupboard, and we've got a nice. You can see it's some ladies staying here with the beds made nicely, and obviously it's a nice big room. You know, nothing beats space. You know, it's all about. And they've got their own bathroom here, nicely tiled. It's not old. It's not old. It's newly renovated, and you know, some kitchen appliances there. Yeah, it's some curtains that we put up them, building cupboards, and of course the couch here makes a big difference. And we've got this this bed. It's got a built-in desk to it. It's quite handy. It just opens up so much more space in the rooms.
Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, DJ.
These are live. These are real students staying here, paying the fund at the moment, where our investors have already contributed. These are real people right now who are staying there.
Correct. That's right.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
This is important to note. This is all newly regulations. That's you know, fire safety is very important for us. With the appropriate signs that were set up, just like to say thank you to Buy Student House for putting all these measures in place for us. You know, safety is very important. So yeah, it's a nice big property. It's just show you a lot of space still around. Space to park some cars there.
Right.
Yeah, got a driver there. Gets used for once in a while. We've got another room here. So this is the only room that we haven't filled yet, but it's just a small room for our students.
Right.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
And the guys looks like they're sunbathing there.
Yeah, they're sunbathing here outside and just taking in the rays.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. Let's do a walk. I'll show you one of the other rooms. So this is the back of the house, and this is another section that's got some students living in here. Right. Take you around.
There is lots of living space on this property.
Yeah, so listen, there's gates, there's walkways. It's a large property. Bongani, thanks so much.
Okay.
To show you the room. This is
Bongani's palace.
And this is it's a student heaven that you see over here. 2 couches in a room.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's well looked after. So we did renovate this room, and you can see there we put up a new box. And when we bought the property, we had a big water leak here that we need to fix. So you can't see it right now, but everything's fixed.
Obviously, these properties, some of them, they come with issues. And I mean, those are some of the things that we like to talk about. What are the issues that you incurred on this property over and above, you know, the normal, what you're talking about now? Are there any other challenges that you had there?
Yeah, we had quite a lot of renovations. We actually had to structurally repair one of the timber frames in the roof.
Right.
So we had a pipe burst that there was water leaking from the property that nobody knew about, and the water bill was quite high, and nobody found the problem. And so we had to dig and find that water leak and replace the piping there and fixed it.
Right.
So a few structural things that we had to look out for, and some waterproofing that we did. Obviously, and we fixed the back gate here.
Right.
So you know, it's you know, for the fire safety and everything that we've installed. This is the back. Just going through the kitchen now.
Yeah.
You'll see that quite a large kitchen. You know, there's a lot of space around. So we did build this unit shut, so we converted this into additional rooms for our students.
Right.
Washing machine. Yeah, so some decent appliances, DJ. So you know, we didn't skimp on anything here.
Nice. Because you want these guys to be comfortable, right?
Listen,
because they are your customers. That's what they are.
Yeah, so we've got like a small study room here.
Yeah.
Something very important, these guys, sometimes they would like to not be in the rooms and study with groups. So we've got a large table here that, they pack with chairs around it, and they study in this room. Something else we're very proud of is the current internet connection, the internet box there. We've got our own built-in servers, so UPS units. So even if the power goes down, these guys, if they're writing tests from the laptops, which is something that students currently do because of COVID, they won't have any issues with internet because it will still keep on running,
Yeah. Okay.
So some new boxes that have been installed here. Everything is new. Let me tell you what I was talking about. I'll just put on the light now. It was on when I left a few minutes ago. Somebody put it off again. But hardwood floors.
And this is what you get in these old places. You don't get tiles, you get wood. When you're walking from one side to the other side, people can hear you. You're walking around.
That's right. But the benefit of wood is that that the floor is just that perfect temperature. You never in a winter time put your foot out of bed and feel any cold.
That's it.
And something at the ceiling, the 1930s ceilings. These are all pressed steel ceilings. You can't replace that. I've seen people sell these ceilings online after they've renovated places for hundreds of rands per square. So it's quite special.
Right. We've got a couple of people that are coming in. Good morning to everyone. Whilst just Joy is taking in all of his walkthrough. It looks like I'm not the only one with load shedding. There's quite a lot of people who are also going through with load shedding. So welcome, guys. And I'm just gonna go in and answer some of the questions, Joe, that are coming through as we go on with all the comments. Someone says that they are an agent in Potch. Great to see and meet you. Guys are based in Soweto. They're also dialing in to watch. When we were talking about negotiations, someone had an aha moment there. Understanding of the neighborhood, that's correct. We've got guys that are tuning in from Robertson in Western Cape. Good to having you around. Well done. And guys, learning, yes. This is Charles, he's in Cape Town. Awesome stuff. And let me jump on to see. Someone says here, definitely it is a heritage aspect. Obviously, they're seeing what you're showing there. And need consideration before any development. Yes, we've already done that with the architect. And that's the importance of having a team. So you get to have teams that can work on this one. Someone says, I'm looking at sourcing on properties. Well done. Yes, we can have the conversation. Exit strategies. Look, you can exit it as a normal property. That's what you need to look at it. And the checklist. Wow, there's a long checklist, brother. And number one is, if you're going to be making it as a property for students, number one priority is to understand whether it is a student, it's zoned correctly. Someone else dialing in from KZN says they like the business. Well, lucky, come on board. Right. And I think that's all the comments that I had, Joe, from all the people that were tuning in today.
Yeah.
Not so many questions, but Joe, whilst you're looking at this property, how can people join the fund? How can people join the fund? For those that are saying, look, I want to join the fund here. I like what you guys are doing. What is the next step for anyone who's wanting to join in on this journey here that we're on?
Yeah, well, DJ, great question. Let me switch back again and answer that for you. Yeah, DJ, I can tell you that to join the fund means that you become part of this vehicle that we've set up here, where we invest in good properties. And the way to do that is to show your interest by sending us your details, and we'll send you an application form where we explain and take you through the process, where you will, you learn the process from us. We will teach you how to invest in properties like this, using your own cash into the fund, and become a co-owner with us in the fund. It's very important. We already did the footwork for you. You don't have to go out there, look for the properties yourself. It's done, it's bought already. It's just waiting for your capital to be invested. And so if they fill in that application form for us, we'll contact them, we'll take them through the steps, we'll show you what great returns we can give them. Obviously, not any property makes money. It's only certain properties that makes money. So any person that would like to buy any property out there, it's no guarantee that it will make money. So that's what we specialize in. So we're here to assist our clients with the investments. And obviously, if we do a good job, everybody wins at the end of the day.
The question that I've always been asking everyone else who's watching us, that maybe this is your first time, or maybe you've been here. The thing is that right now, the question that I want to ask of you, maybe your money is sitting at some bank somewhere. And has your bank ever shown you where they are investing your money? That's the first question. The second question that I want to ask of you is that, do you even know who is investing your money? We are real people. We are investing here. You can see these properties that we are investing in. You're getting a better return by investing with us on here, and you can see where that money is going. So I'm going to leave it there. What is the benefits, Joe, if someone else is going to invest today? What are their returns? When are they going to get their monies in the Section 12J? Because the Section 12J is coming to an end on 30 June.
Yeah, what that means is that obviously the fund will continue to exist, but
Right.
with the fund comes a big tax benefit. So what we're offering our investors is not just to get money out of the property, but also to get your tax paid back to you by the South African Revenue Service. And now you ask, but how's that possible? It's various people has been doing it for 12 years in the country. And that's why we're giving such good returns for our investors, is because we offer them the tax rebates, and we offer them the capital yield on the properties that are investing with us as well. So it's a double benefit. And so what I need to do is to become part of the fund is show interest by filling in the application form. Very important. And that means that they will be getting their funds paid back to them by SARS. The first rebate will be paid back. We're expecting it to be in July next year. And the reason why it's July, because we still need to run till February for you to fill in your tax returns for the government. So there's no way of doing it quicker. That's the quickest way you'll get it done. And it will run till July next year, and then rebates is expected to be paid out. And then we're expecting to pay our investors monthly dividends starting from July next year as well. But it means that you need to get your money into the fund before the end of this month, actually to get all that great benefits. So what we'll do with your funds is we'll take it and we'll use it to buy additional properties. Maybe the property next door, as TJ mentioned, the one in the background there, which is just adjacent to this nice big property of ours. And also there's a property on the other side that's possibly also up for sale. So we can just grow this area, and if we can grow your investments, and we've got decent properties in this very, very well looked after area, it's a benefit to everyone. And something that you as investors need to realize is that we'll pay you a monthly dividend or rental income for the next 5 years while you stay in the fund. And that's a great benefit. You're getting income for 5 years. And then you've got a chance or an option after that 5-year period to decide if you want to stay in the fund and earn your monthly income, or you want to pull out your investment and invest in something else. And we'll be there every step of the way to assist you with that.
What's the minimum investment, Joe? What is the minimum? I mean, we're not talking minimum these days. Just bring in whatever you have. We'll make it work. But what's the minimum?
So we're dealing with a minimum investment of 50,000 Rand. But 50,000 Rand doesn't give you a lot of skin in the game. So we would like to tell our investors, don't be shy in this time, because the more you invest, the larger your tax rebate. So if you were to put down 200 or 300,000, that would be a really decent size investment. But we're not showing 50,000 Rand away. You'll still get your returns, but 50,000 Rand when you get to returns, you wish you would have put in a lot more. And obviously that tax rebate is going to be a real special payment, the unexpected payment that lands in your bank account. So we advise our investors to do more than 50,000. And obviously government has restricted us not to take in more than 2.5 million for individuals. So we're here to assist from 50,000 to 2.5 million.
Right. What if someone has some money, Joe, now, but they know that they have some more money coming in, let's say next year, and they want to invest more, like let's say 2 million. How can they go around that?
Yeah, so we've got a very special product for investors. It's a loan to share agreement. So what does that mean is that if you do not have 2.5 million to invest, we'll give you a loan agreement where if you only put 10% down after 2.5 million, we'll finance the rest on your behalf. And so that means you'll still get your 2.5 million worth of shares and a tax certificate made out to that value. And obviously you've only put in 250K to get there. And then next year when your taxes pays out, we're going to use that taxes to pay off your shares. And then in 5 years, you'll get your 2.5 million plus all your yield income or appreciation on top of your investment for a 5-year period. So that's what we're looking to do for our investors.
Okay, awesome stuff. So people that are interested, the idea is not to leave your email address, your cell phone number on the chat today. We worry about your protection. Please do not do that. There is an application form that we are going to post in the next minute or two once the recording is finished. And with that application form, you can literally put in your details. It's an application form. And out of that, we should be able to get a hold of you by just dropping in an email. We cannot engage you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the virtual show and tell. We haven't done this in a long time. We tried it. I wasn't able to connect nicely, but here we are. We managed to get it right for the last 30 minutes. Joe's hand is very sore right now because he is holding his phone. Isn't that so, Joe?
Workout. It's a good workout. Thank you, TJ.
It's a good workout. I know the feeling. We'll get you the right tools, man. There is the right tools for doing what we are doing today. But we thought about this last week in the weekend. We said, let's do it. Let's show people what we are doing. And here we are. You have seen it. You have seen where your money is going. Joy is our fund manager. And what we're going to be doing is, for those of you that are interested, click in the link. You will see M5 link that will come up. And out of that, you can then fill in the application form and we will get a hold of you. Thanks again for watching and have a good Saturday afternoon further. Cheers. We'll watch you on the next video.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.